Welcome to Nurturing Mind and Body Through Prenatal and Postnatal Yoga. Hello, beautiful mamas and mamas to be. Welcome to the podcast dedicated to supporting your journey through pregnancy and motherhood with the transformative power of yoga. We'll explore prenatal yoga, techniques to help you connect with your baby, ease pregnancy discomforts, and prepare your body and mind for childbirth. Postnatal yoga, gentle practices to support your recovery, strengthen your body, and find balance as you navigate the early days of motherhood. Expert interview. Our today's guest is prenatal and postnatal yoga coach Ritu K. Tuteja. She will provide her insights on a healthy and joyful pregnancy and postpartum experience. Together, we will nurture our bodies, calm our minds, and celebrate the incredible journey of bringing new life into the world. So grab your mat, take a deep breath, and join us on this beautiful path of prenatal and postnatal yoga. Let's flow through motherhood with grace, strength, and serenity. Welcome to the podcast, Ritu. It's very beautiful to see you here again. Thank you so much for taking your precious time out for us. Welcome again, and let's start without wasting our time. So we'll start with the introduction and background. Can you share a bit about your background and how you become involved in teaching prenatal and postnatal yoga?
Sure. Thank you so much, Pratibha, for bringing me again on your platform. It's really a pleasure for me and a blessing. So thanks once again. And I would love to share, my journey and, how I became, a pre or postnatal yoga trainer. So basically, my journey started. I have worked always in my corporate, world, and I was working, in fact, at a very good level. And then my, baby happened, and after that, I have to leave for him, my job, and then. Yoga I used to do, it was always connected since childhood. As child, during the childhood, we used to go early morning and with our mats. At that during that time, those the mats which are nowadays there was not there. So we used to take our, daris, which we say, along with
Hmm.
us. We used to do. So from then it was a connection between me and yoga, and I happened to join a course, and from there I started learning, and I could resonate with the what I was doing. However, in the job we don't resonate much. It's just that we are doing just for the sake of doing, because our mind has been trained by the by the same from the society or parents or everyone. But when you do start doing the things which resonate with you, it gives you really immense peace when you do such things. So yes, then what I did my certification. I started teaching in the same institute where people were getting the good results. Like they were able to reverse their thyroid and many problems were weight loss and the pregnancy, prenatal as well. And then I also thought of doing particular into prenatal. Why? Because I had a breach, and at that time nobody told me. The gynae never told that with these asanas or some practices you can get the baby into the normal position, which I wasn't aware. But when I did all these studies and went deep down into this yoga practice, then I came to know yes, everything is possible. It's just that a step has to be taken from the mentor as well as the female who is pregnant. And yes, that's how I thought of, and many a times all the females are confused because that is the first time, or maybe the second time. But when you have a a proper guidance and a mentor, then the big journey becomes really very easy. So that is what uh, makes me fall into this passion. And I am on a mission to help 100,000 females to get a beautiful, joyful motherhood and enjoy their journey towards till the end.
All the
Yeah,
best to
over
you
to you.
too. All the best to you, and your journey is very much beautiful and very much inspiring to many females, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So next we'll talk about benefits of prenatal yoga. So we'll conduct this podcast in two parts, part one and part two. Part one is about prenatal yoga, and part two will be about postnatal yoga. So today's podcast is about prenatal yoga. So let's talk about benefits of prenatal yoga. So as per you, what are the main benefits of practicing yoga during pregnancy?
So main benefits are like, many times we get anxiety and we get confused what to do, how to do, and lot of stiffness in the body comes, back pain comes. So when we are doing, practicing all these things starts reducing. So if you're doing
Hmm.
it, if you're practicing yoga before, then it becomes more, flexible. You become more flexible. But if you're not doing, still you can do. It's nothing that you have to have the yoga practice before also. No. So if you were not doing that, then again, because prenatal yoga practice is different, and the general is different. So you cannot say that you can't. You can do it. In fact, very much you can do it, and which will make your body safe, flexible, and
Hmm.
lighter. That's where you should look for. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, agree. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there specific poses or practices that are particularly beneficial for pregnant women?
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely there are, because there are trimester wise. In fact, there are three trimester we have in pregnancy: the first trimester, the second, and the third. So there are
Hmm.
practices designed trimester wise. So
Hmm.
that when they join, I teach them trimester wise, and which help them, to move to the another trimester in a more smoother way. So that is very much there. These practices really are helpful, and in fact it includes the meditation and the pranayama, which again elevate them and try and get the connection with the baby and the family more. So yeah, it's there.
Okay. And how does prenatal yoga help with common pregnancy discomforts like back pain, swelling, and stress?
Yes, definitely. That is the main, advantage when you do yoga practices during this time. So when you're practicing this in prenatal, I mean, yoga in your pregnancy journey, you can get rid of that back pain. You can also get rid of the swelling feet, and the other which one you mentioned is it? Uh,
Swelling, stress, back pain.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, correct. So when you are practicing, when there is no back pain, again the stress is reducing. When there is no swelling, again your body is flexible, so again the stress is. So all are interlinked, and there are practices like for back, especially back. When you do then, and for swelling also, because why swelling is there? Because the body movement is not there. So when you practice, when you do asanas, the body movement is there, and you're releasing all the toxins, like how you brush daily your teeth, and you're removing all the germs from your mouth. The same way, the same yoga practice also in the pregnancy. That when you do daily, you are removing the toxins from the body daily. So it is really very very helpful during the pregnancy to practice yoga.
Thank you, Ruti. I'm sure. And you are already a mother, right? So I think you know very well. Plus, you have done both the yogas. So, yes, coming from you, something is, I think, really wonderful.
Thank you, Ria.
Now, let's talk about safety and modifications. So, what safety considerations should pregnant women keep in mind when practicing yoga?
So, while practicing yoga, the person should be aware of the body, their own body. Like, say, for example, some people can do very light, gentle, and they get results from that. And some people, they know that they can do little, on a higher frequency. So that's where they know their own body. right? Because I can teach, and when they are aware, when they become of their body frequency, that's where they will be able to align those and the safety measures is this only. So to be aware of your body, and accordingly, that has to be performed. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Hmm. How can yoga poses be modified to accommodate different stages of pregnancy?
Okay. So as I mentioned in just my another answer, so there are asanas trimester wise, and when we do those asana trimester wise, it keeps on like in first trimester, you cannot do the asana which is meant for the third trimester. For example,
Hmm.
like the warrior pose. So
Okay.
during the first trimester, you have to be little cautious. So then the warrior pose will be towards the second and the third trimester. So this way we are training and the pranayamas. For example, you cannot do pranayama like Kapalabhati during the pregnancy, right? So that is where the difference comes. And the butterfly pose can be done in all the trimesters. So these are few do's and don'ts. Few asanas you can do all the trimesters, and few asanas you are meant only for that trimester.
So, how can prenatal yoga help in preparing for labor and delivery?
Okay. So prenatal definitely, prepare you for the labor. Okay.
Hmm.
Why? Because when you're doing and practicing your yoga throughout all the trimester, your body gets, used to and is aware,
Hmm.
how and where you're getting the stress and how to manage the stress and the anxiety. So when you are able to manage all this during the labor also, that is what is required. And when we practice the pranayama also during these days, that's where the pranayama also helps us to get into the less pain labor, right? So pain will be there, definitely will be there. We cannot, no one can deny that. But you will be aware how to manage that. Like during the labor, I teach my students how what asana or what position to sit in and how to breathe in, where when to breathe in, where to breathe in. So these things when we teach, it becomes more easier for them. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Sure, it
it
makes
is.
sense. So, are there specific breathing techniques for relaxation practices that can be particularly helpful during labor?
Yes, definitely it's there. So those breathing practices are only particularly meant for the labor time. So I'll give you one example. Like you have to, when your pain is starting, you have to deep breathe in
Hmm.
and then exhale from the mouth. And then
Hmm.
again, when your pain starts, again you have to again inhale from the nose, exhale from the mouth. And you have to be sitting in the your comfortable position, whether it can be chair, it can be bed, or it can be with your partner. So all these things you are taught before they go into the labor, so that they can
Hmm.
have that smooth labor experience.
I think a mother goes through a lot, right?
Yeah,
And then a new life
absolutely.
comes to the world.
Absolutely. That's where a mother becomes more stronger, more than ever, which nobody knows the power. Once they know, they can do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're taking us through that, for those also who have not experienced.
But yeah, it's a beautiful journey. You become altogether a different person,
Yeah.
really.
Thank you. Thank you, Ritu. So now let's talk about benefits of combining yoga and mindfulness. So, what are the main benefits of combining yoga and mindfulness during pregnancy?
Okay, so main benefits of mindfulness and yoga is like when you do yoga, your mind definitely starts getting into those alignment. So when you are aligned with your breath and your breath is aligned with your body and the mind starts working. So that's where the mindfulness comes. So mind with full of beautiful energies and awarenesses, I believe, is mindfulness. So where you
Hmm.
know what step to take, what decision, or what to do when. So what at the right time, basically. So that is, I believe in mindfulness is like जब आपको जो करना है तब आप कर पा रहे हो, and you're not getting into the distraction or into the other path. So it really helps, mindfulness and yoga, as if a lady is in her first trimester, but when she knows at this during this time of her sickness, what she has to follow, that's where the mindfulness will come. But if she is not aware what to follow during that time, then she will be, confused, more falling into that sickness, and getting her health more down, which will also ultimately affect the baby. But when she knows what to do, she can, save both. She can be healthy, her as well, and she can make the baby healthy in the womb itself. So yeah, both are really interrelated.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, yeah, yoga and mindfulness, because mindfulness means to, stay in present, be aware of present, be
Yeah,
aware of what's happening with you, what's going on with you without being judgmental, accept and move on with that. Yeah, true.
absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Thank you so much.
And yes, you are an amazing mindful coach. So it's a beautiful, thing which you're doing for your community and for your people. I really appreciate your efforts too, and your, your own community, how you're bringing them up.
Thank you, Ritu. Imagine me and you combining together yoga and mindfulness.
Wow, that will
Yeah,
be a game changer for everyone, I think. Yes,
yeah. Someday, for sure.
yes, we will soon. It will be.
Yes. Thank you, Ritu. Okay. So, how does mindfulness enhance the physical and emotional benefits of prenatal yoga?
Okay. So, when you are emotionally aligned, your physical is taken care of, and
Hmm.
it's both again, vice versa. Like when you're physically aligned, emotionally you are also aligned. So both has to be, work together parallelly. Has to be work, and when both are working parallelly, you will have mindful, approach towards everything in your life.
Yes.
So
True.
all three are interrelated. It has to be in a balanced way. So yes.
Yes. True. And can you share some specific mindfulness techniques that are particularly beneficial for pregnant women?
Okay. So mindful techniques are like, suppose for example, if a female is doing some work during, maybe in her office or in the kitchen, and she starts feeling, little uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So that time she should know what to do, or which what first of all she should take a break from that. She should pause that time, and then just concentrate on her breath. Start
Hmm.
taking deep breaths, and when she's doing that, she knows, how she can come out of this, in few minutes or few seconds. So this is where, whenever she, wherever she's aware, like, so for example, if she's bending forward, but if she is aware, she won't bend forward. She will sit
Hmm.
down in a squatting position, and then if she has to do some work or pick up something, then she will do. But if she is not aware, she will just go bend down, and that will it affect her, womb, which is not, allowed, and like bending forward, and also she will hurt her back as well. So this kind of things will help to make her mindful decisions. The awareness, basically.
So, what's the name of the technique you said again?
And I have not given the technique name actually.
No, you gave the pose, right? What pose a woman should be, right? Why she has to pick
Squatting.
something.
Okay, when she's going down, she has to go into a squat position.
Yeah.
Ah, so that's where she can, without hurting her back or without putting a weight on her womb, she can just go, and then it will be really very helpful. And squatting, doing the squat position during the pregnancy, if you are not allowed, who has low placenta, but if you have a normal thing, you can. It's a very beautiful practice to follow during the pregnancy, the squat position for
Yeah.
the normal baby, basically.
Hmm. So basically, you're telling to be like, you need to be like mindful in every action what you're doing, right? And that itself is mindfulness technique. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah. Thank you. So now let's talk about mindfulness practices during pregnancy. So how can mindfulness help with common pregnancy related stress and anxiety? And also, what kind of anxiety or stress a person feels when she goes through pregnancy?
Uh, so anxiety can be anything, you know, like from having her breathless or sleepless nights and
Hmm.
thinking again and again, like, whether some people just think about the baby all the time, whether it will be a normal delivery, if normal delivery, what kind of pain. And it can be also external. Anxiety can be probably external if she's working, if she has a lot of pressure in
Hmm.
workplace, or maybe from the family members, that will really affect her. So that should not affect her, basically. So she has to be mindful where to take the stress, where not to take, and which, because really affects the baby inside. Whatever emotions you go through, the baby also goes through those emotions. And if those emotions of stress, anxiety are on a more on a higher side, your baby will be affected. So it has to be really very, the person, pregnant female has to be very, very careful and mindful of all these things.
Hmm. So suppose a woman is feeling sad, or while she's pregnant, if she's sad or if she's crying, or so. So what's the impact on baby? Like I've heard that even a baby will also feel sad and cry. So please elaborate that. Like, it happens.
Yeah, so if it is often the sadness and the cry, the baby will also be the same. But at the same time, when you're aware, for
Hmm.
example, like emotion of being sad and or to cry, it's normal, okay. But the more sooner you come out of this, the more better it is. Say, for example, if you're having a low day, low energy day, and if you're feeling low, and if you start, if you feel like crying, if you cried also, but that's okay. But you come out of that, by chanting some mantras which you resonate with, or you listen to the good music which you resonate with, or start reading some books, or start the painting, whatever you resonate with. Just start doing that and shift that sad energy to the high energy. So that's where you can, change all that.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So what are some mindfulness exercises that can be incorporated into daily routines for expecting mothers?
Okay, so mindful practices, which I love it. I keep giving small, small, games to these moms to be. So, for example, Sudoku, doing playing with family members or father, two partner games, and also the games which are aligned, the family bonding games, and and also separating. So, for example, taking the different kind of pulses and then separating them. When you are doing no, you're increasing the brain power of your child as well. Whatever we do, because when you will do your vibrations, you're sending to the child as well. The same,
Hmm.
baby will catch. So if you're also chanting mantras, that baby will catch, and definitely you will see that when the baby is out in this world. So that is very, very important. So these practices, mindful practices, I keep doing, and also yeah, breath alignment. So whenever I say whenever you feel little out of breath, start, take a pause, and then do the deep breathings. So that really helps.
Hmm. Agreed. So, I've heard like for those who are spiritual, like, truly spiritual people, like they say, and it's like, suppose a woman is pregnant, and if she's reading any scriptures, any spiritual book, right, then the baby also get impacted in a positive way. So, what's your say on this?
Yes, if a pregnant mother is reading all these, scriptures, or going through the spiritual journey, or reciting mantras, or listening to Bhagavad Gita,
Hmm.
definitely, definitely, as you have must have heard in Bhagavad Gita, when Abhimanyu was in the womb of her mother, and Lord Krishna was, were teaching the method of how to come out of that chakra, right? That which chakra was that?
Uh, Chakravyu, it was Chakravyu.
You. But when he was teaching, the mother slept, and
Yes.
he couldn't hear the rest of the story. So
Yes.
see, like when it's very much, he could listen to where, and he was able to manage when he was in Mahabharata. I mean, in the war of Mahabharata. But yes, so definitely these things help. Whatever you eat also, whatever you hear also will affect the baby. So you have to be very, very careful what you eat, what you hear, what you chant, what you talk, what you think. So these things are really, really, matters in this pregnant journey to your baby and to yourself.
Hmm. Yes, during Mahabharat time and yeah, before that, yeah, I've heard like, yeah, he got how to enter the Chakravi, but he was not able to hear how to come out of that, and that's why he got stuck there.
Yes, correct.
So this means mother has a power, right, to maybe change the destiny of the baby, or at least improve it or make it better.
And it is proven when a mother is during her pregnancy journey, and if she gets the more love and care, that is the ultimate. And she will remember through her life. It is both in pre and post. But if she goes through any rough situation, it can affect badly, very bad, adversely to the baby and the mother throughout her life. And it is proven a happy mother, a happy female, builds a happy family. If a female or a mother is not happy in the family won't be happy. So
Hmm.
it is our duty, everyone's duty, to make sure the female of the house is happy, and then you will see the beautiful, families growing together.
Hmm. So what's your saying? Like, what's the role of a father or a husband when a woman is pregnant?
So role of a father and a husband is like, whenever she is going through any hormonal, ups and downs, or any kind of emotional up and down, the father or the husband has to be there, understand her, not by just saying no, you are just overreacting, or ye to hota hi hai. No, just understand her, just listen to her, just put an ear to her. And when you just put an ear, the game will change, definitely, because she is not aware what she herself is not aware what she is going through. So all
Yeah.
emotions and sometimes she will cry, sometimes she will even laugh, sometimes she will be quiet. So you need to just be with her, listen to her, understand what she needs, and then you see the beautiful journey.
Yeah, I agree. Like she needs support, and it should not be like a woman is pregnant alone. I think both are pregnant together because both have to go through that journey together, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, correct. Right.
I also feel that's a time when women need most of the support from husband and family both, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because when she gets that, she can do later anything. But when she's broke during that time for any reason, then it's difficult. So it has to be, all people should be, especially the father, and if they are staying with the in-laws, the in-laws should also understand this, because I've seen
Hmm.
several times during that time, if the in-laws are not supportive and if they are taunting or doing anything, that it really affects her throughout her life and the baby. So it has to be love kind of environment, loving environment, caring environment during that time.
Hmm. Yes. So I've heard about the postpartum depression, but do lady also goes through a depression while she's in pregnancy?
Yes, 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 definitely. Because if she's not getting proper support, or if nobody's there to listen to her, and because that time also she is going through many hormonal changes, definitely she can go into the depression, and which will adversely affect the baby because the baby is in the womb. So it has to be taken care with a lot of you know uh, lot of care. She has to be, she should be pampered, I should say. She should be, because after that definitely again she will be again in the same uh, taking care of the baby. She won't take care of her, which is not right. So the entire life she will be giving to the baby and the family and the other work. But this is the only time when you are making her stronger for the future also, for herself, for the baby, for the family. If she is broke during this time, then she is broke throughout life. So yeah.
Like, do you have any advice for the mothers who are not getting enough support from their husband or from family while they are in pregnancy?
Okay. If they are not getting support, so like that is the reason we have come up, as pre and post natal, we have come up with the communities wherein
Hmm.
they can get connected with the same like-minded mothers, and they can share their own journey, and and then they will be, both will be able to guide. Say, for example, any situation she's not able to handle, and if she connects with the any prenatal woman or postnatal in that community, she'll be able to
Hmm.
guide it. You can do this and you can get this out of this. So more communication, and she can become more stronger.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. So
that
you're
is
doing a
the
beautiful work.
community journey helps.
It means you're doing a very beautiful work, right, of helping people maybe who are not having much support or awareness about it, right? Yes.
Yes. And it's okay, sometimes you cannot expect everything from people around you, but yes, definitely God sends people outside your home as well, which we just need to look for. And people are there to support you. It's not that they are not, they are there to support you with their full heart, so reach out to them, I would say, so that
Yes.
you feel empowered.
Yes. Seeking support is very important. You should not suffer alone. I mean, some or the other person will definitely help you. You never know.
यस,
You will.
बिकॉज़ हमारा माइंडसेट ये होता है ना कि नहीं, ये हस्बैंड है और ये हमारे फैमिली है, तो दे ओनली आर लायबल टू हेल्प. No, then if they're not, you cannot force anyone. So when you enter or when you join such communities, you seek help from them. Definitely people will be there to help you. There will be a solution, and there is always a solution for every problem. So why to get stuck in that one particular situation and not moving ahead and getting your mental and your baby's mental state into a different zone? Why to do that? Move ahead, no, move ahead. So
Yeah. Agreed. So you're doing a great job and great work by building such community where yeah, women they'll feel empowered there for sure and more aware of what's going on with them during this time of pregnancy. Yeah. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yeah. So, how can mindfulness practices aid in connecting with the baby during pregnancy?
Oh,
I
that is
think.
my favorite part, because when you connect mother and the baby, and then the baby and the family, it's a beautiful, because you're getting the connection of that bond. You know, from the womb inside.
Hmm.
Womb, sorry. So when from the womb itself, the baby will start connecting with the mother, because nowadays, if you have seen, many emotional disconnect between the families or the parents or the baby. And in fact, the mother, if you have seen, there is one incident, mother killed his own baby. So ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? कुछ किसी ने डीप में नहीं सोचा, right? Because that time if a mother is working, ठीक है, वो टाइम ही नहीं दे पाती है, because when she is pregnant and if she is always working, she is not able to connect with the baby. जब अंदर से connection नहीं हुआ, तो बाहर आके क्या connection होगा? So when you practice during your prenatal days connection with the baby, तो बाहर भी आके वही beautiful connection होगा ना. तो आप कभी भी ऐसा वो step लोगे ही नहीं. You won't be taking that step, the extreme steps which nowadays it is coming into the limelight. So the connection is more important with the mother, with the father, and as well as with family. So that also I get the workshop, especially 1 day or 2 day workshop with the husband and wife and the baby connection, and with the family, like especially the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law together. So when we do practice such things, definitely the connection starts happening with the baby from the womb itself. The baby also will be hearing and will feel like welcome in the family, and with the family and everyone, so bond will be stronger, definitely. Yes.
And it's very important part also, right? It should be.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I think we should think because mother's love is known as the most purest form of love in the world.
Yeah.
And mother starts harming her own kid or children, then I like, where else is the true love?
Where the kids will feel safe then.
Yeah.
कि अगर आप मदर के, अगर माँ के आंचल में अगर एक बार आ जाए बच्चा, तो कुछ नहीं कोई कर सकता. बट जब माँ का आंचल ही सेफ नहीं है आज की डेट में, तो बेबी तो कहीं भी सेफ फील करेगा. तो इट हैज टू बी mindful has to be there. The baby should feel safe, in the family, outside the family, and that's where the confidence will build. And when the confidence is there in the baby, and because they are the future generation, so when they are confident, when they are strong, then we will have a strong nation, then we will have a strong world.
Yeah.
These are the small things which we need to take care of. But अगर ये यहाँ पर ही हमने छोड़ दिया ना, neglect कर दिया, then nobody can save us, not even the God. वो कहेंगे जब हमने opportunity दिया, you did not took. So everyone should be aware of all this.
See, God has given us free will, so of course. Yeah, I was my mother, like my mother is no more physically with us, but her values are still with us, and we follow that. I'm talking about
Yes.
whole system, all three of us.
Wow.
So very important. The connection, yeah, the value she has taught us. We are still living with that, and I think she's alive because of that values inside us.
Absolutely, absolutely right. ठीक है, अभी जो भी लाइफ में चल रहा है, people are running, but during that time अगर आप cautious हो जाते हो थोड़ा सा भी, बिकॉज आप एक बेबी को ला रहे हो, एक जान को लाइफ में ला रहे हो, अगर आप तब उस पर ध्यान नहीं दोगे, तो हाउ द बेबी विल बी लीडिंग द लाइफ. वो तो आपके उस पे आया ना. लाइक व्हेन वी प्लांट अ ट्री, उससे पहले हम कितना सब कुछ करते हैं. वी मेक द सॉइल फर्टाइल, we put the seed in a proper way, we start nurturing the seed and see अगर अभी कैसा हुआ, अभी कैसे, and then slowly जब बड़ा होता है तो fruits आते हैं. जब अगर हमने तब शुरू से केयर नहीं करी होती, तो वो सड़ जाता है, मर जाता है, right?
Yes.
Same with the babies, with the with the baby when you're bringing it into your life and onto this planet. We have to be careful what we are, how we are nurturing them, how's our thoughts, how's our living lifestyle, how's our eating habits, which company we are sitting and getting up in. All these things matters.
Yes, it's a very deep topic also.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Sorry, I had little tears in my eyes because
You're already a mother, and and you're very beautiful, baby boy. And I have met him, and I feel he's very mature, though he's very young. because of the way you, I think the way kind of mother you are for him.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Really,
And I think
really.
so. That I think you're chosen one for this thing. What you're doing, because God gave us everyone something which we can provide to the world in form of service. So you're giving what you have.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I definitely, till my last breath, I would love to, give this service to my people around.
That's what is our primary goal, to serve the society in our best possible way. To
Yes,
help ourselves first. You help yourself first, and then you are trying to help others.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. जब हम थोड़ा सा भी करेंगे ना, हेल्प किसी की भी कुछ भी थोड़ा सा भी चेंज होता है, we are changing the world actually.
Yes.
So take one step ahead. छोटे छोटे steps भी ले रहे हो तो it really, अगर I'll give you one example. I trained one prenatal, and she had a breech baby, and the
Hmm.
gynae didn't tell her that how what asanas to do and how to do. And what happened is like I was aware what asanas she can do and how she can. So then I made her do, and towards the end of the trimester, when she went for the scan, the baby was in a normal position, and over that, she had a normal delivery. What else you want?
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful journey.
Yes, journey. Yes. Your intention was also pure to help her. I think intention matters.
Uh, yeah.
It's an energy which transfer to the other person.
And to be honest, she was also a very receptive and amazing student I had. She's still in touch. She's keep sending her baby's photo, and I feel so really blessed if I can be of anyone's help, or I can at least bring any change, a little change. I am not the God, but God, they say, no, if God send you to, if you have that social help, give more. So I love giving it and giving it and giving it. So
Yes, and they say together drops make ocean. So we have to just give drop, 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 drop.
yeah, yes,
Ocean,
correct.
ocean
How
will
you
get
are also
lifted.
doing, yeah. I've seen like you have taught the CEOs of the companies and made them come out of their situations, which is a very big thing, yeah. I mean, CEO कब से उस पे आते हैं पोजीशन पे, everyone look up to them कि अच्छा वो CEO है, but you have taught such, you have those skills and those God's gift which you were able to make them come out of their situation. So I really also appreciate you, yeah, like amazing thing which you do, really.
It's a God's gift and God's mercy and blessings.
Yes, definitely you have. You are really you know God's child, I will say, and you know
You
what
too,
you want.
you too, and we all are. We just need to become more conscious about it. You have become conscious. Maybe others need, but we all are God's child. And that's a hope that I'm living, because after I lost my mother, of course I have my dad, but I believe I'm God's child, and so yes, that's a power, and it gives me a strength. Okay, so it's a very deep podcast and very beautiful, and I think I have seen your emotions here, and because you're very real, so it has come out. Yeah, yeah, like it's not a fake one or not fake. Like there's not a single drop of fakeness here, and that's what we can see here in the podcast itself. But like we spoke, like part one is about the prenatal yoga, and second is about postnatal. So we are coming to an end. So I just want an advice for you, for the viewers, about prenatal yoga. Any advice you want to give to them?
Uh, Advice I would love to give is like just be, if you're not doing your yoga practices in during this time, start doing it, because you will see those beautiful changes. And
Hmm.
because many of us are not aware, we just take it or this for granted. And when you do this practice, you will be a different person. And your baby, because nowadays they say, hyper hai baby, hyper hai, you will definitely see a change in the baby as well. So
Hmm.
just power of your to you in this journey when you are in your pregnancy journey. 1 hour of yours towards the yoga and the mindfulness, and you will
Hmm.
see that result when your baby will be in your hand. So that will be your final result, and that will make you amaze itself. That you will bless yourself and your pat on your back. Yes, we took the good decision. So start wherever you do, whosoever you resonate with you, but start.
Yes. And if they want to connect with you, like, do you want to have to say something on that?
Sure, I'll share my Insta handle, and they can DM me. And also, yeah, my Facebook, I have a community, Bliss for Motherhood Tribe. I'll share that link as well. And they can connect me there, and I'm always there to help them.
Yeah. So, Ritu, like we are very blessed to have you. Whenever you come with a lot of deep insights and experience, and you're very real, and that we can see always on our podcast.
Thank you
And
so much.
you're also
Thank you.
God's child, and you're also God's child and blessed, and that's why you're able to help people like this. The way you're telling, and I'm sure you will create a great community where people or women can help each other the way you're helping them, right? It's very much required because our life is very fast paced right now. So we need this yoga, we need this mindfulness practices to be more mindful, to practice yoga meditation. It's very important.
Yes, yes, it is. It is like the day we understand this, no, our lives will change
Yeah.
definitely. And everyone come across ups and downs, but you will know how to handle them. Yeah, that is for sure.
Maybe we are going towards right path. We have people like you, people like us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. And really, I'm thankful to you for every time you invite me. And I feel I am blessed to have you, in my life. You are also such a pure soul, and you are doing so many amazing things. Really. I will share in my next podcast.
It's your podcast. Okay. Thank you so much, Ritu, for coming, and I hope to see you again for the next podcast for
Uh,
postnatal yoga. I'm sure once they'll watch this, they want to know more about postnatal too. So we
yes.
need you again. So
Thank you
thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Thank
Gratitude
you.
towards you and the everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, Ritu. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Wish you the same. Wish you the same. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Prenatal Yoga Podcast. We hope you found it informative and inspiring. Remember, taking care of yourself is the first step in taking care of a baby. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. Share it with other expecting mothers. Stay tuned for our next episode. Until next time, stay mindful, stay active, and stay connected with your body and baby. Stay blessed. Thank you. Take care.